And we are live. What is going on, LBHT crew? What is going on, Rogue Nation? Yes. Good morning. Good morning. This is the last morning show of the week for now. You know, it could change depending on your level of support. Okay. just gonna put that out there. All right.
Okay.
Appreciate y'all coming through. Uh, we got some just this is meant to be a quick show. It's meant to cover some quick stories. Joseph, what's going on? It says Ravens all day. Salute.
Indeed.
Um, you know, but this one, I knew Mark Andrews just broke a record. What's going on, Davon? Salute. Good morning.
Kazoo.
Yolanda. Good morning.
Morning.
Dwayne. Good morning. He just broke the receiving yards record.
Mm-hmm.
Grails. Good morning. He broke the receiving yards record. I didn't even realize he had the receiving touchdown record already.
Mm-hmm. And the scoring record.
And you know what? I did know he had a scoring record. Yes. But he's got one more record to break, and he could do it this Sunday. All right. Mark Andrews needs 4 catches Sunday to become the Ravens' all-time receptions leader. He already owns the team's records for career receiving yards and touchdown catches. The only tight end who currently owns a franchise receiving triple crown is Travis Kelce. Now, we have sort of a love-hate relationship with Mark Andrews. Okay. What does this I mean, for any franchise, that's a pretty amazing accomplishment.
Right.
What does that say about his legacy? Like, do you when you think of all-time great Ravens,
Mm-hmm.
is Mark Andrews on that list?
Yes and yes. I mean, if you, this is a trick. It's a tricky one for me because anytime you look at it, anytime you can break a franchise record in any sport, wherever you are, is an amazing accomplishment. But the way I look at it is, our leading receiver in franchise history as far as yardage, 5,777 yards, Derek Mason. Jamar Chase had that. I mean, Justin Jefferson had that in 4 seasons.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we are a 30-year-old franchise, and our leading yardage receiver isn't even close to 10,000 yards. So this is an amazing accomplishment for Mark Andrews. But what does it say about us as a franchise offensively?
Mm-hmm.
That he has 5,784 yards. We have a tight end that's not even top 5 at his position. And he's going to hold all the Ravens records before he leaves this franchise. And I think that's the reason they didn't trade him or let him go in the offseason, because of their loyalty to him. They wanted him to come in and break these franchise marks because they are loyal to certain people. But it's in comparison, even in this, just in the vein of this right here, if you look at it, if you put Mark Andrews' numbers in comparison to Travis Kelce's numbers, it ain't even close. Travis Kelce is putting up Hall of Fame wide receiver numbers.
Yes.
But once again, you have to celebrate him for what he has done. But
it's tough. That's why I was like, you know what? We gotta break this down in the morning, because I saw that last night. I was like, huh. That's a lot of accomplishments for a franchise, but not this franchise. Yolanda, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Says appreciate the morning shows. Yes, thank you, and thank you for being a part of it.
Appreciate you.
Says we are a rushing franchise. Davon says, and have always been that. Let's revisit the traumas of QB here. Yes, yes. A big part of that is because we had this identity of being a rushing team and not a passing team. But even when we had wide receivers, that just wasn't our thing.
Right.
But as the league evolves, that has to change. And I'll say this, even though he is very low on that list of tight ends, all-time yards and touchdowns, that is a sign that we are moving in a different direction, a small move in a different direction. that he surpassed. I mean, Derrick Mason hasn't played in decades. Okay, Derrick Mason hasn't played in decades, and he's held that record. The fact that a tight end broke that record, I mean, it's not. It took a while for that to happen, but at least it happened. But yeah, man, I just all-time great Raven. I don't know. Like he'll be in a ring of honor. I'm sure. When if we're being real, when we talk about all-time greats, we'll go through a lot of players before we get to Mark Andrews.
Facts.
I mean, I wouldn't put him above Joe Flacco still.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't put. I would probably say Anquan Bolden's name before Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has played here longer. He's got more records, but I'd probably mention Anquan Bolden before him.
Right. I would mention Matt Stover before him.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have to now because we can't talk about the other kicker anymore.
Facts. but the sad reality in all this is, unfortunately, he's going to hold this record for a very long time. One person that I see that can break this record is Zay Flowers. But looking at how we operate as a team, if Zay continues on his trajectory, he's going to price himself out of Baltimore because we don't value offensive weapons. And with the way that the market is today, with receivers getting $32, $34 million, even the wide receiver twos are bringing in about 28 mil. Are the Ravens willing to give a wide receiver 20-something, just 20-something period? Because the most we ever paid a wide receiver was the 1 year for Odell Beckham Jr. when we gave him that 15 mil. And that's kind of sad to say in today's market that we finally got into the $10 million range for a wide receiver. We cut Anquan Bolden right after he led us to a Super Bowl run for $4 million because we just don't value the wide receiver position. So if we get a stud wide receiver, I don't think the longevity is going to be there for him to surpass those numbers. So Mark Andrews may go down over the next 10, 15 years as the Ravens all-time leading receiver in all statistical categories. So that's crazy.
Yeah. And salute to Bazel. I see you in the chat. It's weird. This new format is weird. I don't see the vertical chats in StreamYard, but it is streaming.
Is it because normally it's supposed to be over the top of the head for the vertical, like it's supposed to pop down.
Yeah, but he's there. Salute to everybody watching on the vertical. As long as you can see it, we good, I guess.
Hating?
But yeah, oh, there we go. He says they be hating. Yeah. Wait, us or you talking about you two? You two be hating.
He probably talking about us. They think we don't like Mark Andrews, but it's just the sheer reality of his position in this franchise. Everybody wants to make him out to be this all-time great because he had one all-pro season in 2021. And
you too.
And that was the one, and that was the one season the Ravens had a losing record with Lamar Jackson, the quarterback. So it was a bunch of empty calories. We were just throwing the ball around because Lamar got hurt and just Tyler Huntley was just putting the ball up. But when it mattered the most, how many all-pro seasons did he have after that? 0. How many 1,000-yard seasons did he have after that? 0. So it's just that people like to make him a lot bigger than what he is. And then when we talk about his playoff performances, they like to deflect and say, oh, I mean, it's only been 7 years. He's going to eventually catch a touchdown or get 100 yards in a playoff game. Shoot, I'll take 80 yards in a playoff game.
Yeah, only 7 years. His career is half done. More than half done.
Especially the way he's looking.
We actually had a conversation at work about Mark Andrews, and somebody had said like Jose hates Mark Andrews, or no, Jose thinks Mark Andrews is a bum. Right, my friend Shaq said that, and this dude was like, "You think Mark Andrews is a bum?" I was like, "No." I was like, "In the playoffs, not regular season, playoffs."
Right.
And he thought about it. He was like, "Yeah."
Right.
Regular season, he's cool,
he's solid.
But playoffs, and that part matters too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the players that we think about as all-time great Ravens did in the playoffs as well.
Mm-hmm.
We never looked at a player that only played well in the regular season, but didn't show up in the playoffs. We never held them up that high, in regards to all time greats.
Right.
So Andrews ain't on the list, man. I don't care about this record. Sorry, he's not.
Right.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when it's all said and done, look, maybe he changes my mind this year. Maybe he comes through this year. Maybe that drop last year was his awakening, and he's like, look, I'm gonna turn it up in the playoffs. Just wait and see. That's what I'm hoping.
Drops.
Yeah.
Oh, and fumble.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm hoping.
All right. Yeah.
Grail says Ed Reed and Lamar are my favorite Ravens. Mine too.
Thanks.
Mine too.
And truth be told, a lot of people don't like to hear this. Ed Reed is for right now, the greatest Raven. Not Ray Lewis. Yeah. Ed Reed is the greatest Raven.
He's always been number one for me. He's always been number one. But I mean, if you argue Ray Lewis, it is what it is, man. Like he was great too. But I would argue Ed Reed.
Game too easy. You thought we was lying about that fact? The man has 8 playoff games. He has 8 drops, 39.5 yards average per game. This man can't even average 50 yards per game in the playoffs. Like it's not like when we say this stuff, it's not we making it up because we don't like him. It's pure facts. And the fact is, people want to make him to be top 5, not 5, but yet still, when the playoffs come around, no matter what his regular season numbers are, in the playoffs, he shrinks. And they'll talk about Lamar Jackson and the things that he has not done. But when it comes to Mark Andrews, he somehow deflects all the criticism. And it's never about that. It's always about, well, in the regular season, he's cool. He's cool in the regular season. He can help us get wins. But when it matters the most, and when it comes to Lamar's legacy and him not progressing or going to a Super Bowl, his playmakers aren't helping him out. But they never want to talk about that. We can talk about him in the good, but when he fails us, it's always, well, he didn't, but Lamar. It's always from certain people, but Lamar. It's never, listen, we were going in the Buffalo game to take the lead. We were going to take the lead in the early fourth quarter. But Mark Andrews decided he thought he was prime Barry Sanders and want to sit there and try to juke somebody and just drop the ball. So they want to talk about the 2-point conversion. Let's talk about that fumble where we could have taken a lead. The momentum was on our side. And that fumble just took everything out of the team.
Facts. And and yes, and also the 2-point conversion. This is the playoffs. It's a clutch moment. We battled back. We could have tied it, and who knows what happens after that. I mean, defense, wasn't doing a great job in that game, but you never know. That could have been the moment where they step up. They finally get a turnover or to get a stop. We go overtime. We take the win. Like the Bills are prone to choking too. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted. Like they're prone to the same things that we are. That could have been a moment where they're like, oh man, their butts get tight and they can't come through and finish the game. That could have happened for us. But a simple little toss, he just tossed it to you because he knew you had the dropsies. He could see it in your eyes. He could see it in your eyes, and you still dropped that ball, man. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But yet still, Lamar was 20 yards out in the snow. They're likely a diving catch, which was 10 times more difficult. He caught the ball.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, look, congratulations to Mark Andrews.
Congratulations.
He's going to get that. And then if he doesn't do anything in the playoffs this year, I hope he gets the hell out of here.
Even if he does.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that need to go after this year, win or lose. That's just what it is. All right. Next story. Somebody brought up Ed Reed. Okay, brought up Ed Reed, and our boy Attitude Pop says Ed Reed is the number 2 when it's going to be number 2 all-time great safety when Kyle Hamilton's career is done. Did you no, you weren't in the overtime show when he said that. He said Kyle Hamilton, but shout out to Attitude Pop. But just this generation, this younger generation that may not have seen Ed Reed play is looking at Kyle Hamilton and they're looking at how well he's playing. And stats like this help make the argument. It's not a strong argument, but it helps make the argument for Kyle Hamilton. I didn't even realize this. This is from Sleepers, the Sleeper app. The Kyle Hamilton snap count by alignment per NFL Pro. Like, he was supposed to be a strong safety. Was he drafted as a strong safety, or was he drafted as a free safety? I can't remember. But he's only taken one snap as a strong safety. Okay, he's played 205 snaps at free safety, 132 snaps at linebacker, 114 snaps at slot, 79 snaps at edge, 19 snaps at corner, 14 snaps at D tackle. I didn't even know that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, they are lining him up everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. That just shows you how versatile he is. Now, if you want to argue he's more versatile, you can play him more positions than Ed Reed. Yeah. But he ain't Ed Reed.
Yo, the thing is, I don't want to have to try to down another player to make a certain point. To make a certain point, Kyle Hamilton is an amazing talent, talent. But for me, because even now they're talking about, oh, he's the front runner. He should be the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. What? Brian Burns has 13 sacks right now.
Did you not watch what
Myles
Garrett just did to us?
Right. And I think they're mistaking versatility for actual importance. For me, the only issue I have with not even an issue, but the only thing about Kyle Hamilton that I see from fans is the fact that, oh man, we get him closer to the line of scrimmage, it's over. Like, he's so versatile. He pressures the quarterback. He does this. Yes, he does. He does a lot for this team. But you have to play him in a certain position to make him effective. And that's the crazy part for me. When you are a transcendent player, you don't have to be put in position. You just make plays. Ed Reed just made plays. It didn't make a difference who the defensive coordinator was. It didn't make a difference who was the safety beside him. Because I don't remember, people remember, what is it, Nakamura? Like, he had...
Yeah. Nakamura.
He had some bums beside him, but no matter what you did with Ed Reed, Ed made plays. They didn't have to put him in position or line him up here. He did what he needed to do. Then you look at the fact that he blocked punts. He returned. It was a game against Washington. He blocked the punt, picked it up, returned for a touchdown, got an interception. He won that game. He won that game for us. That is a transcendent type player. That's a generational type talent. Kyle is cool, but for me, I just look at it as, you had the number 14 pick in the 2022 draft. And we believe safeties just aren't as important as they used to be in the NFL. If you wanted a guy to do what Kyle Hamilton does, you should have gotten yourself an edge rusher and then went and got a third round safety like a Kirby Joseph, or got you a Brian Branch. Now we got somebody that can get to the quarterback on his own, do the things that Kyle Hamilton is doing, but not have to bring in other people to make him effective. But he's still a great player.
He is. And you're right, Coach. Myles Garrett has 15 sacks right now. He's on pace to get 25 sacks.
Bruh.
All right. Now, Kyle Hamilton is great. I'm glad he's here. But again, to Hendo's point, get an edge rusher. Get a D tackle. All right? Get some linebackers. Didn't we pay linebackers?
Right.
I mean, like, do that. And let's let a safety be a safety. I like the versatility. I like that he can come in there and set that tone. But, man, we need edge rushers. Okay, we need D tackles. We need guys that can really play those positions. And if Kyle Hamilton wants to be Defensive Player of the Year, he has to hold on to interceptions like the ones he dropped last week. These are small criticisms of Kyle Hamilton. These are small criticisms, right? From being really good to really great. These small differences, you have to make those plays. You got to force those fumbles and recover the fumble. You got to get those interceptions. You got to really turn the game around. Now, he's playing amazing for the defense right now. That's great. But to get to Ed Reed level, yes, you got to go in there, get the sack, force the fumble, pick up the fumble, return for a touchdown. That's literally what Ed Reed did. There were games that we said as fans, Ed Reed's going to have to score one for us to win this. And that's exactly what he would do.
Exactly.
he's done that a couple times where it was looking dire for the Ravens. This team's driving and they about to score and get a comeback win, and Ed Reed would just pick six.
Right.
Pick six.
Right.
I ain't there yet.
You got an up and coming star, and you have a Hall of Famer that leads the league in 106 years of NFL history with the most interception return yardage ever. So you want to compare this with the dude who against the same team dropped 2 interceptions? Like,
yeah. And again, this is none of this is a dig at Kyle Hamilton. None of it, right? Kyle, we're even have this conversation tells you how well he's playing. So now I got another question. We're going a little over today. It's okay. We're going a little over. We got one more story to talk about. But do you think he is on pace to make it to the Hall of Fame?
Oh, you talking to me with the chat?
You.
No. He's playing extremely well. But if you look at the defenders in NFL history, I mean,
just a lot of great safeties. Yeah,
it depends, because now they're letting some people in that don't really deserve to be in the Hall. So he could make it, but if you want to go strictly off of numbers, he's having some amazing seasons. He's putting together some seasons where he's doing a lot of versatile things, but a Hall of Fame trajectory, nah, not at all.
I don't think so either. You got to get a couple more All Pros.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe like really be in the running for a defensive player of the year.
Right.
You know, just because you say his name doesn't mean he's in the running. Like no one's close to Myles Garrett right now. Nobody. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
He's a new Aaron Donald.
Facts. And okay. I mean, even like speaking of like the other guys, Kirby Joseph for the Lions, 3rd round pick. Last season led the NFL in interceptions with 9. Since they've been drafted, he's led the NFL in interceptions. That's an impact safety that was brought in the 3rd round. And before Kyle Hamilton, he was the highest paid safety in the league. So we spent the 14th overall pick and $100 million on a safety.
Yeah.
Just to have to bring in another safety. Just to have to now still need an edge rusher and a defensive tackle. Because there's no way that your star safety, the best defender on your team, should be playing defensive tackle and linebacker and cornerback and slot and free and start and strong.
This team wasn't built great, y'all. Wasn't built great. Zeke Okage was good. Salute to you. Up? Who else is in here? Six City Saga says Rogue was good. G. What's good with you? Hot Boy Rod 89. Salute. Melanated one. Thanks for coming through. I be saying good morning. Quan 410. Salute. Thanks for coming through. Just Aloe. Good morning. Marquise, what's going on? Yeah. Big Reg, good morning. All right, just getting a good morning shout outs here. I think we got everybody. Brandon. Joseph, Brandon. All right. We got 70 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're new in here, hit that subscribe button. For some reason, Coach's vertical messages were coming up, but nobody else is. They love Coach. What were you saying?
Grail said Myles Garrett is unreal. The Eagles wanted to give up 3 first-round picks to bring him in. How many first-round picks do you think Kyle Hamilton would get us? It ain't 3. It ain't 3.
Maybe 1.
Maybe a first, second of the player. And that shows the level that certain players are on. Now, Coach said he believes that Kyle Hamilton is worth $100 million. That's cool. To me,
yeah.
To me, he ain't. And only because we've already given $100 million to a defensive tackle. We've already given $100 million to a linebacker. We've already given $100 million to a cornerback.
But I think he's better than, well, yeah. I mean, yes, for this team, no, right? You don't want to pay. Listen, he's better than all those guys.
Facts.
Like he's better than all those guys. He's absolutely worth $100 million. And if we would have paid him and not everybody else, cool.
Right.
You know, but look, he's paid. He's here. My thing is just don't make any more investments on that side. Nobody else should be getting paid on that side right now. until we lock some things down on offense. Zay needs to get paid, and then add more talent. Right. It's not pay Zay or go find somebody else. No, pay Zay and get somebody else.
I'm not saying he's not worth the $100 million. It's just the investment that you put on this defense for them to be quote unquote up and coming for a second year in a row. Because after this season, if Lamar Jackson decides to play hardball because he's looking pretty frustrated, just offensively, if you look at it, we could lose Pat Ricard, Justice Hill, Daniel Falele, Tyler Linderbaum. Like, it's a lot of pieces to this offense that could be gone next season, and we don't have the money to even adequately replace them, much less bring in upgrades. And we're spending all this money on defense, that is underperforming. But yet still, like you always say, when we lose, they never get any of the blame. It's always Lamar Jackson should have did this, Lamar should have did that. No, all this money should have did more. All this money shouldn't be dropping interceptions, missing as many tackles collectively as a defense as they're missing. You put all that money aside, we should be dominating somebody. Now we're dominating the lesser teams. And now it's making us look great again like it did after week 10 last season. But you got $400 million players, $100 million players.
Yeah.
4 of them. And how many of them are actually worth that money outside of Kyle?
That's why I think we are some of the few people that are a little bit more critical of the defense, right? Just because what you said right there, we paid this money for them, and during this run they're playing better, and that's good, and I'm happy. Like I said yesterday on Coach's channel, you need to beat up on these lesser teams to build your confidence, but you are supposed to be doing that.
Right.
Okay. You like that is what you were built to do. So I'm not getting too excited. I want to see actually some more. And they need to keep it going when we start playing these better teams like the Patriots, like the Packers. Like I need to see that happen with them.
Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought a pivotal game during the season would be Ravens Patriots? And looking like we might not win it. Like who would have thought that? Yeah, listen, Marlo took a pay cut, but it's the simple fact that when you keep restructuring his contract, the money's still being paid out.
Yeah,
like the money you still have to pay him regardless of how many cuts or adjustments that he takes. He had a certain portion of guaranteed money, and that takes away from you bringing in guys to build this offensive lineup. Because we just took people off the scrap heap and said, you know what, Lamar, go do you and be fruitful.
Yeah. All right, one more story, and we'll call it a day. Send y'all off to work. I got a little more time today, but we want to talk about this. We actually just played this gentleman, Shedeur Sanders. Just wasn't his day on or off the field. Says new surveillance footage shows goons robbing Shedeur Sanders of $200,000 of valuables in a home invasion while Sanders was playing the Ravens. Those are the thugs right there. Okay, robbing this man. We're gonna talk about this more tonight on the overtime show. On the overtime show, we have a lot of topics for tonight's show. Okay, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't watched the LBHT show. That starts at 7:45 p.m. Eastern time, and then we do the overtime show on our patreon.com/LBHTShow. Link is in the chat box. Shedeur, Josina Anderson, I don't know, that's his godmother or what. Like she has been going on this rant all week about how Shedeur hasn't been given a fair chance, and we'll break it down. We're gonna break it down tonight, but it was rough. No matter who you want to blame for it, he had a rough start to his career, and to come home and find out that he's $200K lighter.
Right.
And our producer Adelia said something about there's been a string of these. I think she said that, like there's been a string of robberies. So yeah, man, tough for the young man.
It's crazy. Like they got Joe Burrow last year.
They got they?
They got Joe Burrow last year. I don't know if he was in Baltimore, but they got him. And I was watching what is it, Starting Five, the new Starting Five on Netflix. And they was doing they were trailing Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics. They broke into his mother's house while she was there.
Oh,
Yeah. Now for me, I can't tell anybody what to do with their money. But especially after, I think this really started like 2-3 seasons ago. After you started seeing a rash of burglaries for players when they're at away games or while they're playing, you have a lot of money. Beef up your security system. Now, if your cameras are catching them in your house right now, where is the alarm that trips and the cops should be there immediately? Where's the neighborhood watch? Where are all of these people at? Like, you need to start investing more money into your security because you are a target. Now, even with the $200K in loss of valuables, it's not even about that. Shedeur Sanders made more than that in NIL money. So it's not about that. It's about the vulnerability. It's about being violated. It's about you having to come home knowing that some unwanted person was walking around your house doing Lord knows what. Now you don't feel safe and you don't feel secure because you could think yourself, when will it happen again? And Jaylen Brown with his mother, he moved her out immediately. Like they was like, oh, word, cool. She's like, I don't feel safe. He moved out with him. But it's just, when are y'all going? And you're the victim, but when are you going to learn? Like, you are a target.
Yeah. Normally I would say, hey, he's a 5th rounder, man. He ain't got that he ain't got it like that to be beefing up security. But he's not a normal 5th rounder. Like, he was born into money.
Right.
And like you said, his NIL deals are more than what 1st rounders make.
Right. This man is making more off of YouTube than he's making off the NFL.
Yes. He has a lot of money, and that's one of those things. Well, he learned. Okay, he learned a lesson. And listen, this is all part of being young, right? This is all part of being young. He'll recover from this. It could have been worse. I remember Ricky Pearsall got shot. Was it last year he got shot in the chest?
Yep.
He didn't want to give up his chain.
Right.
Ricky, give up the chain, bro. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. You don't want anybody coming and violate you like that. As soon as they flash that piece, all right, man, you got it.
Right. Especially your 1st round pick.
Yes.
You can get, and I understand you feel, because sometimes as men, that masculinity, that testosterone just kicks in. Absolutely. And then it's like, yo, if I let this dude ride me, people gonna think I'm the dude to get got. Like, they think that they think that they can come up and just take whatever they want from me. I got to take a stand now, but it's not worth your life for some materialistic object that you can easily replace, because it could have been fatal. Like, it could have been a lot worse than it was, bro. Give up the chain. I understand you'll feel violated, but you get over it and you make more money and you buy another chain. So yeah.
Facts.
And like he said, his jewelry is probably insured.
Also, don't get a chain. Don't spend hundreds of $1,000s on a chain. Okay. Salute to Quan for the super chat. It says, you think real estate agents are selling intel? Oh,
some of them possibly. Like, a lot of, especially listen, and I don't want to be that old guy talking about this generation, but this generation, or the generation prior, has birthed a bunch of scammers. Now, we've always had scammers just throughout history, but scammers now is a wanted profession. Like, I want to be a professional YouTuber. Some people aspire to be professional scammers. My granddaughter's mother is a professional scammer. Like, if you see the capers that she brings around, and I'm like, yo, get out my house, because the police, before she got jailed, before she turned herself in, the cops would knock at my door every week. Like, where is she at? And I'm like, yo, she don't live here. Stop coming by. Because my granddaughter was always here. But this generation has so many scammers, and it's always about an angle, especially if they know you got money. It's always hey, I know the dude, he just signed a deal. He's trying to buy this house. We about to sell it to him in this neighborhood. Security system's kind of lax. I got the codes. I know where the extra keys are. And in some instances, but some people are like, yo, I ain't trying to go to jail. I'm not trying to get caught up in the scandal, so they let it go. But you will always have people who are always trying to take advantage of somebody, especially in their happiest moments.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I could see some of these security companies giving up intel because it's win-win, right? Yeah, okay, you got the cameras in there, but like, man, hey, we got this alarm that'll, You sign up for the premium service, the VIP service. We
Right.
make sure the police get there ASAP. All right, it's only going to be another 500 a month. It's I mean, don't you want to feel safe?
Right.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
that's an easy sales tactic when you've already been robbed and you feel unsafe in your home. Hey, we can make you feel safe
Right.
for a price.
Right. And then it's like somebody could come in and be like, "Hey, you want to make a quick $2,000?" When the alarm goes off, delay the call to the cops about 2 minutes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Oh, well, the call would have went out quicker. You have the titanium package, but if you'd had the nuclear diamond Mars package, it would have called them immediately, and we'd have had guys patrolling. So it's a lot of things are always a scam because so many people are just worried about making more money, and especially now with the economy tanking and people struggling just to buy basic daily needs. People are looking for ways to supplement that income, and some people will do anything possible to feed their family. Not to say that it's right, but some people just greedy. Like the rich, for me, the rich always want to get richer. Like for some reason, the richer you are, the more money you want to acquire. And that's crazy because we've talked about this. You could be a millionaire, a billionaire. You can never physically hold anything close to that in your hands. You will never see that $1 billion ever in life, but you still want to acquire more money. And just people are just greedy and just right.
It's great.
Oh, coach. I mean,
nuclear diamond package come with ladies.
It depends on which state you in and your real estate agent. Because I guarantee you, it's some places in Florida that's like, yeah, you get a house, you get some low, I give you some chicks, whatever you need, I'm your guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, if you're living in an affluent neighborhood, people are always more lax with their security. They might have some security systems, but crime doesn't usually happen there. I mean, you've seen stories about celebrities getting robbed, right? They'll go out and they post it on social media and everything. It's like, oh, for real? I'll go walk into your house that you left wide open,
right?
Or some back door or whatever, because nobody ever goes out there. And I just walk in, take your stuff, and leave. Sometimes sometimes they don't even realize they've been robbed because they have so much stuff.
Yeah, and it's like my grandbaby's mama. Like we had to tell her because she's one of them young dumb kids because she is dumb. One of them young dumb kids. Like she'll pull a caper, and I ain't gonna hold you. Like she done got a condo out Owens Mills that she stayed at for a year, didn't pay a dime for. And like she would come, and I promise you, she'll have $10,000 laid out on the bed. And she'll record herself with the $10,000 on the bed and walk outside talking about, yeah, I'm living the life. I'm doing this at the third. And I had to call and say, shorty, I see your street address. I see your car outside. I see markers where people will know where you are.
And they will pull up.
And they will pull. And they did actually. One time, she got kidnapped. She got kidnapped, and my grandbaby was found at a fire department. Luckily, and it was girls she knew. Luckily, they took Dream to the fire department, and they tied her up and took her out Drew Hill Park. And she still didn't learn her lesson. I'm like, that's what you get for letting people know where you live and know what you do, because they always plotting on you.
Yeah. So that's real right there. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both got stories. I mean, we can tell stories from back before there was internet. We knew that lesson from before there was internet. Don't be putting your business out there, okay? Word of mouth will get you hurt too.
If you heard Dre's story. Yeah, we need to get Dre to tell that story, bro.
Yeah. Okay, we got. It's time for another hang with Hendo. It's gotta be a special. It's gotta be a special episode.
Yeah.
All right, make the phone call. We got to get that. We got to get that going. All right, so we went a little over today. That's fine. Great show. Okay. If you like what you see, like, subscribe. Lunch Break Hot Take, Rogue Pod. Also hit up our Patreons. Patreon.com/LBHTShow. Patreon.com/ROUG. All right. And I know times are rough for people, but Just don't call DoorDash one day. Don't call Uber Eats one day. Go pick up the food yourself, and the membership will pay for itself. Those fees are getting higher too. I don't want to go on that rant. We'll talk about that later. But these delivery fees and service fees, those are also a crime. You're also getting robbed there. I feel violated.
Right.
Anytime I had to deliver a pizza, I usually go pick up a pizza. You know, when I order for my son, but I had to have it delivered the other day. It was like $6 delivery fee, man. I damn near cried myself to sleep.
Right.
Okay.
You know how much gas I can get with $6?
Right. Omar Tillman, salute. Salute. Thanks for coming through. Kwame B, salute. We're getting out of here soon. Ray Fan 123. Good morning. All right, y'all. Go enjoy your day.
Yes.
Yes. Have a great day. Come back here tonight, 7:45 p.m. Eastern time for the LBHT show. And then Hendo and Yolanda, you'll see them on Sunday. Yes, you'll be streaming for the game.
Yes,
they'll be doing a live stream for the game on Sunday. So
might have a special guest this week. Don't know though.
Yes, and Hendo always be dropping some hot fire during the week. So keep your notification bells on.
Thanks.
All right, y'all. That is it. Have a great day. We will see you later. Peace.